Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
It's time for the Lithia Ford of Boise Postgame Show from Bronco Nation News. We're breaking down the game with highlights, interviews, analysis, and most importantly, you. Give your thoughts on the game in the YouTube chat or Facebook comments, and we'll include the best ones on the show. Check out LithiaFordBoise.com to view their full inventory of vehicles, or check them out at 8853 West Fairview in Boise. Now let's head out and join BJ Rains for the Lithia Ford of Boise Postgame Show from Bronco Nation News.
Well, there it is, Marcus Shaver Jr. with the three-pointer. We've seen that a time or two the last couple of years. 2.4 seconds left. Shaver hits a three, and Boise State wins the game 67-64. They had kind of a crazy, fluky final shot there from San Jose State, actually, at the buzzer. Didn't go in. Boise State wins the game, and we're here on the Lithia Ford of Boise post-game show to break it down with you from a empty ExtraMile Arena, but I'm sure you guys are all having fun, and that was quite the win. So, no, I did not go to Jackson's and get Cutwater, Kurt Blake says on the ICCU YouTube chat there. But, no, big shot. Got a lot of comments coming in, and we got interviews with Coach Rice, with Marcus Shaver Jr., Najee Smith. We got full game highlights. Colin Mitchell and I are here for the next 30 minutes or so to talk with you after Boise State wins this one 67-64. The Broncos had a nice lead, got up by 14 points there in the second half with about 14 minutes to go, but San Jose State went on a 26-11 run to take the lead in the final minute. But the game was back and forth, and you had Chibuzo Abo hit the shot with a fadeaway with 1:35 to go, and then they came back and hit a shot. Tyson Degenhart, usually so clutch at the free throw line, only goes 1 for 2. Tie game, 48.1 seconds left. And then Amari Moore has the turnover with 32 seconds left. Boise State gets the ball for the final shot, and the rest is history as Marcus Shaver Jr. Hits the three, 2.4 seconds to go. And as he pointed out, and I hadn't realized, it was his first one at home. The 4 game winners or game tying shots last year were all on the road. And he did have one against Colorado State at home that sent the game to overtime, but they lost that game. So that was the first time he had done that in a win at home in front of the home crowd. I asked him, and we'll hear it here in a couple of minutes, what do you like better, silencing the road crowd or hearing the home crowd be as loud as they were? And he said probably silencing the road crowd, but he said it felt pretty darn good. You saw in the video there, he kind of just threw his hands up, and he was a moment that he hadn't really had too much. So, again, Boise State wins at 67-64, where we got interviews, we got highlights, we got analysis, we got all kinds of stuff. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead. Perfect time right now to smash that like button, that subscribe button. We're approaching 2,000 YouTube subscribers, and we appreciate all of you. Speaking of subscribers, I found our contest winner. There he is, Greg McVeigh. He is going to Las Vegas to see the game next week. He came and found me and thought that I was BSing him when he showed me the email, and he said, "Is this really you? Is this for real, or am I being catfished?" I said, "No, that's really you, and you won." So congratulations to a loyal subscriber and a big BSU fan, Greg McVeigh. He is going. He doesn't know who he's taking. He's got to talk to his wife, and then he had a friend maybe if it didn't work out there. But Greg's going to Las Vegas with. We introduced him to Matt Boucher during the game, and it looks like he's a big Bronco fan and excited to go. And it worked out nicely with the contest. So if you didn't win, I apologize. We do have some other giveaways that we'll try to do. Maybe we can do a Blue and Orange Store gift card here in the next couple of days on the shows as well. So appreciate everybody for entering. But we do have a winner, Greg McVeigh, and we are happy that he is able to go on the contest. Rob Luke says it's rigged. I had no idea who that gentleman was and had never met him before tonight. So no, it certainly was not rigged. If it was rigged, I got plenty of people that I would have won. Here goes Bob Beeler, the victorious Bob Beeler heading out. Cannot wait to hear that call from Bob Beeler on the Marcus Shaver Jr. 3-pointer. Bob, it was a heck of a game. Bob Beeler, the best in the business on the call. So 670 KBY. You can go listen to the call, and him and Abe Jackson there. And Boise State gets the win. And I know Rob. He says it was a joke, just having fun. But love that Greg was a big enough fan that he was at the game tonight too. Perfect winner. Well, Jordan, I'm sure you would have liked to have won yourself, but yeah, that's nice of you to say. And as I said, we're hoping to do this, next year again, and we'll keep it going. We are going to hopefully have Greg on the pregame show from Vegas on Wednesday. So we'll try to get Greg on the pregame show Wednesday from Vegas. Yeah, we're happy for him, but we will have some more giveaways and some more contests here moving forward. So stay tuned. But thanks again to everyone that subscribed. We're going, and again, thanks to ICCU, the sponsor of our YouTube chat. Nice shot, Marcus Shaver from Kurt. As soon as Big Shot Shave hit the shot, screamed from the top of my lungs. That was as loud. It's Keaton says flashbacks of last year. That was as loud as the arena's been since last year, probably. It was Big Shot Shaver is back. That was a fun one. Kurt says sell out Saturday's game. By the way, Leon Rice said in the postgame they've already got over 11,000 tickets out for that game. So there's like 1,500 tickets or something remaining. They might have a sellout on Saturday. So if you want to go to Saturday's game, you better get tickets because it's going to be a jam-packed, awesome game and an awesome atmosphere. So as Sam says, Saturday should be a blast too. Got to pack the house. So, yeah, that was a big one for Boise State. They needed it, and they got it. And certainly nice for the Broncos to head, they're off tomorrow, and then they'll get ready for the game on Saturday. Utah State comes in top 25 in the net, the number one three-point shooting team in the country, so that's certainly going to be a tough game. We're going to see some full highlights here in just a minute, but we want to tell you about a couple of our great sponsors, including Lithia Ford of Boise, the sponsors of our pre- and post-game show. Look at the Raines family there on the screen. That could be you, happy with your new vehicle from Lithia Ford of Boise. The Lithia Ford of Boise.com is the website. You can check it out like we did. Find a couple vehicles, go test drive them, compare, and be on your way. So we appreciate Lithia Ford of Boise for their support of Bronco Nation News. I mentioned Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com, the sponsors of our YouTube chat, as well as the road trip coverage. So thanks to Idaho Central Credit Union. Do what, almost 500,000 people have done and make the switch today to Idaho Central Credit Union. Join today, ICCU.com. Our title sponsor, RoePaint.com. They're the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. Check them out, RoePaint.com. And they're offering that 15% deal right now, 15% off if you use the promo code BNN15 on the interior painting of your home. So make sure you check them out at RoePaint.com. And we are broadcasting courtside here at ExtraMile Arena actually we're on the San Jose State side right now, but the mobile studio is brought to you by Cutwater Canned Cocktails. Make sure you check out one of their more than 30 flavors of premium premixed cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. We'll give a shout out to Matt Boucher as well. We're going to pick on Matt Boucher, player of the game, coming up. I think we probably know who that's going to be, but BoucherRealEstate.com, number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley yet again, part of the Amherst Madison Real Estate Advisors. No home is too big or too small. If you're looking to sell or buy a home, please support Matt Boucher, who is a big supporter of Bronco Nation News. So check him out, BoucherRealEstate.com. We got some full highlights that we will get to here. We got some more comments coming in as well. Big shout out to Colin Mitchell. Thanks to the support of you guys with your subscriptions and our sponsors, we've been able to up Colin's hours now that he has graduated and is back in town. So he's going to be nearly full time here. We've got him probably 30 to 35 hours a week here for the time being. So he's doing some work for us during the day and was here obviously at the game and put the highlight package together, and we'll try to get him on the air here at some point before we before we get off. But a big shout out to Colin for coming and being here and helping out with the highlights. I only snapped at him like once. That's pretty good for that. That's pretty good for me. But he's doing a great job, and I'm trying to find the post-game show here with no ads. Here we go. We'll put that on the screen there while we show some highlights. We do have some more comments coming in. We'll get to those in a minute, but let's take a look at the highlights of this one. Nice crowd. It was announced at 8,113. Not a huge crowd, but it was the ones that were here were loud and into the game. And again, it was a good atmosphere pregame. Obviously, got going more as the game got going. Boise State, coming off the loss, needed to get things going, and early on, they're down 4-0 after a couple of dunks, but they got Tyson Degenhart going a couple of times. Najee Smith, took advantage of that, stole the ball and scored. That made it 6-4 early going. Abbo in the corner hits the three. That put Boise State up 9-6 at this point. We're midway through the first half here. Nice pass from Jace Whiting. Max Rice hits the three-pointer. Nice kick out. And then Whiting, why not? He had a nice game off the bench. Hits the three there. I thought that was a big play for Boise State at that point in the game to kind of get them going. But the big man was tough. Diallo for, let's see what he finished with, 12 points. And he had, I think, 4 dunks at least. He had 5 block shots as well. So Diallo was tough in the middle. Boise State didn't have an answer for him, particularly in the first half. But there's Whiting again. Nice little floater there. Giving Boise State the lead. There's another nice, thunderous dunk from Diallo. My gosh. People are getting out of the way on that one. Najee Smith gets blocked by Diallo. Then in transition, they're going the other way. Max Rice able to hit a three. That put Boise State up 29-20, I believe, at that point. Broncos moving the ball. Max Rice again. Max Rice was huge in the first half. He had most of his points in the first half of the game. Played very well. But San Jose State, they didn't really go away. They were hitting some buckets and hanging around. The end of the we got the offensive rebound there, and then a huge three from Max Rice with a guy with a hand in his face. That was a big play there late in the half. And then Marcus Shaver Jr., as he's falling down, somehow hits that shot. Put Boise State up 39-27 at that point late in the first half. Now we go second half. Abbo hits the shot there and gets the foul. That put Boise State up. Thought there was a travel, didn't get called there, and then they were able to hit the shot to stay in the game. Diallo was tough inside. Abbo driving, hitting the fadeaway. He's just so good, not going to get his shot blocked. That put Boise State up 14 at this point. Again, Boise State's up 14 points, but here comes San Jose State. That was a three from Gorner. Here's an and one. Slowly but surely, they're chipping away here. Boise State was up 10 after some free throws from Rice hit that shot, then Degenhart hit some free throws. It was a 10-point game with 8:25 to go. But here comes San Jose State. They started an 8-0 run. A couple buckets from Amari Moore. That one was from Cardenas. Here's more. Look, I assume we have the dunk. We need to alert the family of Najee Smith. They may not want to watch that one coming up here because that was that. But we'll let them watch that one. The three-pointer from Najee Smith. He had a couple of huge shots. Boise State was really struggling. They were only up by 2, and all of a sudden, Najee had the putback, and then he had the three, and that really fired up the crowd and fired up Boise State and got them going. But, ooh, there it is. Oh, my gosh, Amari Moore. Can we play that again? Oh, we got the replay on the scoreboard, do we? Oh, I'm going to see if I can go back and play that one more time. I'm not sure nobody really wants to see that, but, oh, man, he posterized him. That was a huge, huge dunk there, and that made it a 2-point game with 3:53 to go. And then Amari Moore, the step-back three, bang! All of a sudden, San Jose State has the lead. Again, 24-9 run at this point. But Abbo with the huge fadeaway with 1:35 to go puts Boise State up 63-62. But there's San Jose State coming back. Viola gets the shot. Again, Degenhart only goes 1 for 2 from the three-point line, or from the free throw line, excuse me. Misses the second one, so all of a sudden it's a tie game. But Moore loses the ball, turns it over. Boise State gets possession. They're going to hold the ball for the final shot. They do call timeout, but there really was no need. You know what the play is. Marcus Shaver Jr., who had left the game due to an ankle injury, he comes back into the game. And here you go. Anybody else you want? They had a little play. They ran a little mix, but in the end, you knew what was happening. The pull-up three. Hands in the air, crowd cheering. What a moment for Marcus Shaver Jr. in a game that Boise State really, really had to have. You see the crowd going crazy there. But still some work to do. 2.4 seconds to go. Kind of a fluky play here. The ball gets deflected, gets back to a wide-open three-pointer from a guy who was 1 for 6 from 3, but one of their better three-pointer shooters on the team. Gorner misses it, and that'll do it. Boise State wins the game. Final score again, 67-64, and the Broncos improved to 1-1 in Mountain West Conference play. They're 11-4 overall on the season, and just a massive win. I mean, you don't want to say that it's a must-win game this early in the season, but you just had to have that game. There was really no other way about it. You couldn't fall to 0-2 in the Mountain West. You could not, afford a loss like that this early in conference play. Not with the schedule you have coming up. Utah State, at UNLV, at Wyoming. I mean, it doesn't get any easier. Every game is going to be an absolute battle, and Boise State had to have that one, and thanks to Marcus Shaver Jr., they did. So let's see here. How do we think Mike Reed did tonight, by the way? Felt like Shaver got mauled a lot tonight. It always looks like that. Shaver doesn't get a lot of foul calls. He gets a lot of contact in there. This was maybe, like, from a Ken Pom, from a ranking standpoint, the best officiating crew Boise State would have all season. You had Tony Padilla, who's the number 1 ranked official in the country at Ken Pom. And then you also had Kelly Pfeiffer, who was number 17, and Mike Reed is number 18. So you had 3 of the top 18 officials at Ken Pom. And the way Ken Pom ranks them is they give a game score, basically. I don't know if it's the average score of the two teams, average Ken Pom ranking of the two teams or what, but usually, the better officials get the better games. So based on, it's not necessarily how, you're not necessarily judged on each call, but it's basically how many, the type of games you're getting. So Tony Padilla is getting the best games there are because he's the number 1 ranked official. So, he did, I thought they were fine. There were a couple calls that could have gone either way, but overall, I didn't think the officials were any part of the story from tonight's game. Nathaniel's already talking about being in Vegas for the conference tournament. I saw you after the game, sir, and enjoyed saying hello to you. The San Jose boys were getting bunnies. I loved how loud the arena was tonight. It was very loud. I thought it was loud and it was good. Why do I think every conference game this year is going to come down to the last 2 minutes? Probably because it will. I mean, that's just going to be typical Mountain West. And Boise State was so good last year in those close games, and we'll see if they're able to do that again this year in these close games, because certainly that's why they won the league. They had Marcus Shaver and won a lot of the close games, and so lost a close one to Nevada the other night. We'll see if they can get it going. And this is kind of a jumpstart for me moving forward. Denise says going on Saturday. Can't wait. Let's see here. Dustin says because the officials, they did fine today. Nice win and need 2 full halves against Utah State. Yeah. Andrew Whipple, a former 5-star player, can't get minutes on a pretty athletic bench. He's dealing with a ankle injury. So as Chase says, he's banged up right now. He is dealing with an ankle injury. James says we're checking the ICCU YouTube chat line here on the postgame show. Congrats to Colin for graduating. Amari Moore really wanted to win. Abba was jawing with him and got the last one. Yeah, man, this was a back and forth game. Did Boucher get ejected? No, not tonight. He was pretty calm tonight, but let's see here. Always happy to rag on the refs. They were great tonight. The offensive goaltending call was bold, but very correct. Yeah, that was Tony Padilla. I forgot about that. Diallo had a dunk, fairly late in the game, and he waved it off for an offensive goaltending because he was hanging on the rim as the ball was hadn't gone all the way down there through the end. Josh says, Nate, we'll see you in Vegas again. Go Broncos. So good to hear everybody already planning for Vegas, and we'll be at Circa, and we'll have another party get together the night before Boise State plays. So hopefully if you're making the plans to go to Vegas, go on that Wednesday afternoon so you can be there Wednesday night to assuming Boise State can get one of the top 5 seeds and get a bye. and not have to play on that first game. Why did they stop feeding Diallo? He was unstoppable. I kind of agree with you there, Colin, and that's the first time I've probably agreed with someone named Colin. But no, I agree with you. He was dominating. I didn't really see why. I mean, you look at his stat line, and Boise State just didn't really have an answer for him down there. He only played 25 minutes, which is actually more minutes than he's played. I'm just noticing now that Amari Moore played all 40 minutes, didn't even come out of the game tonight for San Jose State. Wow, 9 for 16 from the field. He had 22.6 assists, but he did have 6 turnovers, including that last one, which was pretty costly. Jordan's on the 8 a.m. flight on Wednesday. That's the one that I think everybody should get on. That's a good one to get to, because even if there are games Wednesday you need to be there for, you'll be there in time for that. That's the perfect flight probably to get on. So we got the players in there. It looks like Marcus Shaver Jr. and Najee Smith. We will play those in interviews in just a second. Do you want to thank a couple more of our sponsors real quick? If you're looking for a new job, how about becoming a truck driver? Transcomservice.com can help you out every step of the way with the permits and things you need to get out there towing that first load in no time. And you could drive the big rig on the screen here, or you could just drive the Amazon truck in your neighborhood. They have all shapes and sizes, and they can help you with the permits and the things you need to get out there towing that first load in no time, like I said. So 866-813-7620, or check them out, Transcom Service online. The blueandorange.store.com, they're offering free shipping any order over $40. We've been giving a lot away, gift cards away and things here of late with the contest. We appreciate them for sponsoring those. The blueandorange.store.com is the online site, or you can go to the Boise Town Square Mall there on the second floor. They have all the sideline apparel, the newest Nike gear. I love their hat selection as well, just a crazy hat selection. So go check out the blueandorangestore.com. If you're looking for business insurance, how about United Commercial Insurance? They can write business policy insurance in 44 states around the country. At United Commercial Insurance, they make business insurance easy. So check them out, 229-8222, UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. A quick call could save you hundreds of dollars on your business insurance. And if you're looking for a dentist, do what the Raines family did. We made the switch to BoiseDentistryCo.com. So happy we made the switch. Dr. Meinert and his staff. Again, locations all across the Treasure Valley, 906-1255, or you can check them out online at BoiseDentistryCo.com. The newest technology, and the best thing I like is it's full family dentistry. They do a great job with kids, and they make the experience fun for them, but they also give you the highest quality care for you or your parents or whoever, all ages. And that we appreciate BoiseDentistryCo.com. We got some more comments rolling in here. We do have Leon Rice coming in. We have players as well. Let's see. Brent is asking, and I think you either emailed me or sent me a DM, Brent, so I apologize. Your BNN membership will automatically renew. So as long as you have it set to that, and as long as your credit card information hasn't changed, it will automatically renew at the 1-year mark from whenever you signed up. So if you want to email me, Brent, so I don't forget, I can look into that for you to make sure you're good. Otherwise, yes, it should be an automatic renewal. So Marcus Shaver, Najee Smith, let's hear from them on the win. And Marcus Shaver Jr., he said he felt like Kobe in the park. 3-2-1, Kobe, let it fly. Here's Marcus Shaver Jr. after his game-winning shot.
Felt good. We had to tough that one out. It's my first game winner at home, and it felt good to hit one in front of the home crowd. So.
And obviously, you've been out of the lineup some too. It's been a little frustrating for you probably. What did it mean to be back and to do that in front of the home crowd and have another big shot?
Like I said, it felt good. My teammates, coaches believed in me and knocked it down for them. It was a tough game. Stuff wasn't going our way. We just had to thug it out, and that's what we did.
Marcus noticed you went to the locker room with about 7 minutes to go, came back. Was that just kind of an injury issue, or what did it mean to you to be able to come back and sink that shot?
I went to the locker room. I don't know what it is. I'm going to go to the training room after this, see what's going on, but it felt good to come back out and come through for my team. So,
what was the issue?
I have no idea. It's just, I'm just going to talk to the trainer about it. I have no idea.
Marcus, on this shot, you go in isolation. Mm-hmm. What's going through your head? As you're making those moves and then snaps back and pull up?
Can't guard. Really nothing. I'm really calm. Been in that situation a lot. It's just like I'm at the park, just getting up shots, 3-2-1 Kobe. That. So that's what I do.
Mari had a pretty good night. He's obviously got guard doing that last play. Given everything that happened, leading up to that, the 39 minutes or whatever leading up to that, how much does the competitor come out in a moment like
Man, Amari did have a good night. Crazy stat line. We knew he was a good player coming into this, and he was tough to stop. And yeah, I'm a competitor, and so are all my teammates, and that's what we did tonight, compete, and that's what we're gonna do Saturday.
You go back, and I don't want to bring up the Nevada game, but they tried to get you the ball at the end of that Nevada game, and they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
They inbounded to you immediately. Is there any way you were giving that up?
Nah, no chance.
What was supposed to? Was that? I mean, was there any kind of play there at least, or were you just going to let it go down and make sure that they didn't get a chance for another shot after yours?
Yeah, coach drew up a play. You set a cross screen or something, and then I had that whole right side with Max in the corner. So if I went by him, if Max got helped, I had him in the corner for a 3. So it was a great play by coach.
I mean, what's going through your mind there? 20 seconds to go, and I mean, you guys know what it's going to come down to, and what goes through your mind?
It was the perfect storm. I was looking at all the conditions. We had the ball with 20 seconds. We got Shaver in the game, and we got a tie ball game where you could just be free and kind of hoop. And that's the best and most fun time to play with. You know, like, if you miss, you go in overtime, but if you make it, you're the hero, and we know who the hero of this story is.
Is it insane how good he is in those moments?
Crazy, you know. You could just see it in his eyes. Something locks in during the game. You could tell, like, he just wants it more than the other guys.
You mentioned not doing that at home. You did have the one, I think, that tied it against Colorado State. But what, I don't know if like that was something you've been thinking of, or what was it like to have the first one? I didn't realize they'd all been on the road last year.
Yeah. That was. Wait, they won that one, so that doesn't really count. But so yeah, it was good to have one at home. Just everybody being able to witness that and just have that feeling of getting that dub after I make the shot. So.
That was as loud as I've heard the arena in a while, and you had your hands in the air. What's better, silencing the road crowd or having that loud home crowd?
I think silence is still better. I love that silence, but it was my first time hearing that the arena get this loud, and it was good.
How big was it to get this win? I mean, you guys, a 2-game losing streak isn't much for most teams, but for you guys, I mean, just the standard you set over the last 18 months, how big was it to put an end to that in conference play and get this one? I'll go with you and then Naj.
Yeah, like Coach says, we have a mountain to climb, and we just want to go 1-0 every day, and we just got to keep this thing going.
San Jose State was able. Oh, sorry.
You go to us now.
Go, finish.
Oh, I was just going to say, you know, it's just step by step. It's a journey and a process, just like it was last year. You know, we're not all going to have the same journeys, but as long as we just keep improving and keep getting better, we know we're going to be at the top by the end of it.
Now I'm going, sorry. You can cut all that out. San Jose State had 46 points in the paint tonight. Why do you think you guys were able to prevail despite them being fairly dominant in the paint tonight?
You know, it was a fight, and we knew it was going to be a fight. So we just came. At some point, you know, we dropped the gloves, and it was pretty much just a brawl down there, and we had to be physical, be aggressive, and we just toughed through it.
What changed there? You know, when they went on that run in the second half, and you guys were up 14, they ended up taking the lead. You know, with a minute to go. I mean, what was it like, I guess, during that stretch where they were making a huge run on you guys?
Just got to stay calm. You know, it's a game of runs. You never know whose run it's going to be, but you just know you got to stay composed and on to the next play. What can I do to win this game? You just got to have that mentality.
It's been said that there's no or very few easy wins in this league this year. You know, how much was that evident tonight? You know, you guys, the defending champions, against the team that was 1-17 in the league and has kind of having an upstart season.
Oh, you see, San Jose's doing real well this year as they beat UNLV at home in Colorado State. So, you know, they're a competitor. Everyone in the Mountain West is a competitor this year. So we're all going to play and just make each other better.
Will Coach do anything special for you guys, like make a video of that shot and just watch it 100 times? Or how do you think that's going to go tomorrow?
I don't know. We have tomorrow off, thank God.
I think he's going to come in wearing a Shaver jersey and a Shaver wig, so we'll see.
Oh, he did do that.
There you go. There he is, Leon Rice talking after, we're going to play Leon Rice here in a second. That was Marcus Shaver Jr. Najee Smith after a 67-64 win for Boise State. And as Chris says, Fresno State up 6 right now on UNM. Nathaniel chiming in, is a 6-point game. I guess it's a 4-point game, 32-36. Fresno with the lead at the half. If you're Boise State, you probably want New Mexico to win that. You probably want New Mexico to keep going and maybe even undefeated when you go down to the pit here in a couple weeks. Brandon Walton with a question directed at Colin Mitchell, asking if Leon Rice was a little more talkative tonight. He was probably in a better mood. Yes, he was much better tonight. Had plenty of time to talk after Boise State wins that one. Any millionaires who can throw some NIL money at Diallo to come to Boise State next season? If you got NIL bucks, you can probably do, find maybe a better player. He's already transferred once, but he's a solid player, and certainly Boise State didn't really have an answer with him. Preston says have to figure out how to incorporate the mid-range from Abo and the three-pointer from Kobe Young. That was just a game that Boise State had to have. They could not afford to lose that. Like I said, I don't know if must-win was too strong, but it was a game that if you lose and you fall to 0-2 in the Mountain West, you're in a heap of trouble moving forward. And so, luckily they don't have to worry about that. They get the win. They're 1-1, and now they have a huge game coming up on Saturday against Utah State. According to Leon Rice, already about 11,000 tickets out for that game. So it's a Saturday. It's 4:30. I mean, the place should be rocking. So, and they get the first sellout of the 2022-2023 season on Saturday. We will find out in a little bit. We're going to hear from Leon Rice, the Boise State head coach, in just a second. For folks that are joining late, I'm going to do a rapid fire, a quick shout out to a couple of our major sponsors. We're in the mobile studios, the Cutwater Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of premix premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Our title sponsors, rowpaint.com. Check them out. Don't forget to use that promo code BNN15. That gets you 15% off the interior painting of your home. Our title sponsor of the pre- and post-game shows is Lithia Ford of Boise. Check them out as well, lithiafordboise.com, to search their full inventory of cars. Idaho Central Credit Union, iccu.com. Check them out, iccu.com, and make the switch today. You'll be so happy you did. The Raines family made the switch right when we got them on as a sponsor, and I wish I had done it sooner. So easy to use, the mobile app and everything. So check them out, Idaho Central Credit Union. Let's hear from Leon Rice, the victorious head coach for Boise State after a 67-64 win. Here's your head coach.
Is there any doubt that who's going to get the ball in there?
The only doubt was his ankle. And so I asked him in the huddle, I don't know if he told you, but I asked him in the huddle, do you want the last shot? You can make it? He's like, I want it. And once he said that, I'm like, all right. Let's go. His ankle, I didn't know where it was, what happened. We needed to slow things down. We were leaking oil, and it was getting dicey. They were coming. We couldn't stop them, and then we were struggling a little bit offensively. We had some turnovers, and but credit him, what toughness he has, and to come back out and make that big shot.
I mean, for whatever it was last year, I mean, he said that was the first one at home, and that meant something to him. But I mean, to have you coached a lot of guys.
Was it the first one at home?
The game winner, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Just you coach a lot of guys, but for a guy that just enjoys letting the clock dribble down like that and no worries, and then just lets it fly. I mean, coached a lot of good guys. What's it say about him that he continues to come up in those big spots?
Well, we actually talked about that, because we reviewed some of the things we did our last game, and we talked about some of the mistakes we made, and we talked about and showed film on it a little bit of I've got, I got a lot of clutch guys, and it's not just him too. I got, guys that I've watched for a long time that are really, really clutch, and but he takes it to another level. I mean, he's maybe one of the most clutch players I've ever coached, and when he snapped that off the way he did, man, I knew it was good. When that ball started spinning, I was like, that's good. It just looked right, and he was in rhythm, and and he's Marcus Shaver.
Mari obviously had a big night for San Jose State. He was the guy guarding Marcus on that shot. To see those two guys go at it with everything on the line, Marcus was saying it brings out the competitor in him.
Oh, he's a great player, and he's he's just developed every year. He's gotten better, and you saw what a good player. I mean, that's a really credit to San Jose State, man. That is a really, really good basketball team that we just beat, and the proof is in the pudding. It's not like, oh, they're coming close. No, in the last 2 weeks they've beaten Santa Clara, UNLV, and at Colorado State. And, I mean, that is a really good basketball team, and I knew we were going to have to play a great game, and we played a great first half. I thought, really good first half, and had them in arm's length a little bit, but we knew they'd come back there, And then when, like I said, we were leaking oil a little bit with Shave being out, and we just looked a little tired too, and out there, and they were putting a lot of pressure on us, and heroically he came back out of the training room, and away we go.
There's a sequence there with a little over a minute or about a minute to go with Chibuzo, and he drives, and I don't know, obviously the foul goes against him, slams his hands on the floor, and you get a couple of guys go over there and pick him up immediately. He eventually, he's guarding him already, he picks up the travel, goes back the other way, and Chibuzo hits a fadeaway. How big was that sequence by him when he was facing a little bit of adversity?
Yeah, and that's what our team's about, and that's probably why he made it. And that's what we work on that stuff, and that's important. When a guy's does something, and because you're gonna make a lot of mistakes during a game. It's a game of mistakes, and when your teammates can lift you up and help you through those and give you your confidence back and help you be able to move on to the next play. That's what makes you a great team and a great players, and that's what we have is guys that do that. And that's a little bit of the secret sauce to this team is the team. We're probably a little better than the sum of our parts when we do all those things and play together and play the right way and that kind of thing.
After San Jose State took the lead, I thought 2 big baskets by Najee.
Yeah.
Kind of the layup where he was following them, that 3-pointer. How much did those calm you guys down?
Those were huge because, like I said, the engine was leaking oil, without Shave, and we needed some buckets, and Najee had big ones there too. So, like I said, Shaver is one of the most clutch players I've ever coached, but we've got a lot of guys like that. We really do, and like I said, a lot of guys that I've watched do that for a long, long time, and so it's the last shot always gets the most attention, and he's a big shot. Shave, he'll make them if we can get him a good one, and he's hard to guard. So credit to all those guys. Like I said, we bowed our neck and accomplished the mission, and that was hard. When a team comes back like that, you feel the momentum. But I had some veterans out there. We had some good eye contact, and they knew, and they went and got the job done. Like I said, against a really, really good team.
What do you think about Max tonight, especially in the first half? Maybe you can provided a big scoring for you guys.
Well, pardon me?
12, especially in the first half. He had some big plays.
Yeah.
For you guys, especially on offense.
Yeah.
I think he played.
I mean, he was doing a lot of good things for us. He spaces the floor so well and moves the ball so well and makes others better, and that's part of it. But yeah, he scored when we really needed some hoops there, and kind of got us some gaps and hit a big 3 that got us up to, I think, 10 or 11. That was huge. But I thought he did some great stuff, no doubt about it. And but like I said, I think everyone that hit the floor did their job. Max had 14 3 assists, only 1 turnover, and he was +7 in his minutes, and so it was huge. But like I said, everyone did their job at a high level, and we had to. I mean, that's going to be the Mountain West. What you saw tonight is every game is just going to be. It's a crusade to get the job done because everybody's good. Everybody's good, and we need a huge. The crowd helped us too. I'm telling you, that was huge to have the crowd. It got loud in here, and I think that makes a difference. That lifts your guys up and keeps you going. And we got a big game Saturday. I mean, they're all big, obviously, but this is a team that's in the top. I think they're top 25 in the net, and they're best 3-point shooting team in the country, and we're going to have to play an A+ game, and we need a A+ crowd. We need this. I think we're over 11,000 seats already, and our tickets, and let's get it sold out. We're going to be close, and so get your tickets now because it's going to sell out. But it makes a difference. It got us through tonight.
So what were your thoughts when the ball gets tipped and they end up with a 3 there at the buzzer, an attempt?
we watch that play go down, I guess, at the end.
Yeah, there'll be some learning that we do there that, but it wasn't for the win, I didn't want to take a quick early foul because they're a great rebounding team. Now you bring losing into the equation somehow, you can. So they had to go length of the floor and two, a lot has to go right for them to get that done. But yeah, I don't know. We'll learn from that one that, because if you catch it inside the 3 line, let them shoot it. Let them lay it in, and it's game over. But yeah, that was. I don't know if he got it off though. Did he?
I think they credited it on the stats.
Did they?
I didn't.
Oh wow.
I don't know. I didn't look at the stats to see.
The stats does
Yeah.
say that he got it off.
Yeah, that would have been a tough one.
Just the way the schedule fell, like, how has you guys experienced a win, especially because, again, just the way the schedule fell, how big is it to win, especially and get some momentum?
I mean, it's hard to win one game, especially when you get to conference. I mean, in college basketball, it's just, there's so many good players. You saw a bunch of them tonight. There's so many good teams. And, it used to be the day and age where you could, you look all over the country, and when I say this statement's about the whole country, not just us, but, you look and the team, well, they could play a bad game because they're just so much bigger and better and stronger than the other team. Anybody that plays a bad game is in big trouble no matter who they're playing now because there's just so many good players and so many good coaches. And, the Iowa game comes to my mind. They got beat by a team because they didn't have their best game against a good team, and that happens every night in college basketball everywhere. And so it's hard to play your best every single night. So you better hang your hat on some things like defense, like we're doing. And I think our defense did a nice job on defending the 3 tonight. We had given up 23s in the last 2 games, and I'm sure they had some open looks that they missed, but I think we made some of them pretty tough. And but they're a great shooting team, and that's a dangerous. If they would have made 3 more or 2 more, they probably would have won. So sometimes you have to give some other things up to stop that. But I thought our guys did a really good job of, especially in that first half, we gritted it out. They were 1 for 10 from 3.
When Marcus goes to the locker room, what is the communication process like there? I mean, you turn around and say, are you good to go? Like when he finally appears on the bench, how does that?
Yeah, that's, because I don't know what happened. I mean, I don't know how bad he's hurt. I don't know any of that, and there's not time to have a, training room meeting or it's, everything's going, things are going on, and so. But when I asked him about, you want this 3, or I said, you want this shot, and when he said, yeah, I'll make it, I knew, then we're in good hands, really good hands.
How bad would you have to be hurt for you to not push him out on the court?
I think if his leg was chopped off, then I'd take a pause. But I'd ask him. There's not many that in the country, or like I said, like I've ever coached, that he's as good as there is with that. It's remarkable, really.
To have one of those shots in a lifetime would be pretty awesome.
Yeah,
As many
no
as
doubt.
he has.
Where he just does it, and this goes back to when he was redshirting. I think I told you the stories. It was disheartening for us defensively that year, guarding Marcus at practice. We would guard for 30 seconds, having the best possessions we could ever have, and he'd make the toughest contested shot, and you're like, it was discouraging for us. It made us feel like we were terrible defensively, but it was really just him. He just did it over and over every day, and it was an amazing thing to see. And now it's carried over to games, and it's even more fun to see.
It has been amazing to see and crazy to see what Marcus Shaver Jr. has done. And there really was no doubt. I guess the only doubt, as you heard there, was whether his ankle injury was going to be well enough for him to go in there and make that final shot. But once Marcus Shaver Jr. says that he wants the ball, you'd like maybe to see him run a little more of a play instead of him just dribbling the guy and letting it go. But I mean, with his percentage on those shots, and he was able to, he sometimes is forced to shoot it further out because of the defender. I mean, that Colorado State one last year, I think he was like 5 feet behind the line. But tonight he was able, with that shake and bake move that you saw there, he was able to get pretty close to the 3-point line. And it's always a lot nicer, a lot more comfortable, I guess, when your team's tied and not losing in that situation, where if he misses, you just go to overtime. So the ICCU comment line, Kurt is asking about the BNN Golf Scramble. It's going to probably be the Friday of that same week of this was last year. It was June 3rd last year. I think it's going to be June 2nd this year. So the Friday after Memorial Day is the day that we're looking at for the golf tournament. So don't have it set up for sure yet, but hoping to lock that in here in the near future. Brent says, surprised to see San Jose State won the rebound battle. I mean, San Jose State's one of the best rebounding teams in the country. They won tonight 35-31. Boise State did have 11 offensive rebounds, turned that into 13 points. Only 5 points from the bench again. That's like, what, 8 points now or 9 points from the bench in the last 2 games. So not great. Not great from Boise State there in terms of the production on the bench as they try to get things going here. We're going to bring in Colin Mitchell here. I know everybody's wanting to hear from Colin as always. So, Colin, do the little slide. What are they? The Chris Collinsworth slide into the broadcast here. What were your thoughts, man? You were doing the highlights. You're obviously getting a lot going here in terms of the back end, but that was a pretty important game, and they found a way to get it done today.
Yeah, it was, and credit to San Jose State and Amari Moore. That guy was unbelievable on the court, but I thought one of the big things that they emphasized going into this game was stopping the three-point shooting from opposing teams. And I mean, 4 for 21. Yes, they had some open looks, but most of the game they were really getting in their face and obviously doing something to stop that. I know their transfer from Temple, I think it was Sage Tolbert. He went into the game shooting 46%. They only let him get 3 shots. He made one of them. So he goes down to 33% there. So, I mean, not a large sample size, but
that's pretty incredible in 31 minutes. Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I thought they definitely tightened the screws on defense. Obviously made the tough clutch shots that they were making last year. And I thought this could be a really big spark for them.
What'd you make of the crowd, man, and the atmosphere? It wasn't a huge crowd, but the ones that were here in the second half were making some noise.
Yeah, no, definitely. It was getting like prime crowd towards the end of last season. It definitely felt like that same atmosphere. And towards the end of the game, I thought they really made a difference. And Leon did emphasize that, saying how important that was and how important it's also going to be on Saturday when Utah State comes to town.
I've said it before, but I've been to a lot of Big 12 venues, been to a lot of places around the country, and we've been to San Diego State. We've been to some of these. You've been there as well, and ASU's arena. And with the way this thing is built and how the seats are right on top of you, when this place is loud and rocking, it's as loud as any arena I've ever heard. It truly is, and they're going to need that on Saturday, man. Big game against Utah State, who won again tonight.
Yeah, Utah State, a very good team. I don't know if the record is speaking for how good they really are. I know they haven't had the hardest schedule in the world, but they've also beat some good teams. So their net ranking is great. It would be a huge win for Boise State to also move to 2-1 in conference play and sort of rebound really from that Nevada loss and really get back in the groove.
Marie said they couldn't hear me, so I don't know if I did something with my mic. Did it come out here? Doesn't look like it. Am I getting a signal here? No, I'm not now. Check. Interesting. What's going on here?
I can hear you in mine.
Yeah, I can too. Could you guys hear me? She couldn't, so I don't know what's going on there. I'm not getting like super high levels, but interesting. Well, we're going to wrap it up here pretty soon anyway. Any final thoughts, Colin? Boise State, you were there in Reno. Obviously didn't go well, but a little better tonight.
Yeah, no, just really big moving forward. They got to, I guess, seize the moment for every single opportunity they get. The Mountain West Conference is truly, we talked about it last year being a different feel for the conference, and I feel like that they've really stepped it up in comparison to last year. So every game is important, and I think they know that moving forward.
Well, that'll do it. Lithia Florida Boise post-game show. Appreciate everybody for checking us out. Again, congrats to our winner, Greg McVeigh, and we will have some more giveaways the next couple of days as well. But tomorrow morning, it's going to be 11 a.m. Tomorrow at 11 with Matt Bauscher. So I just realized that. I guess it works out nicely because I got to take my kids to their first day of school tomorrow. I didn't think about that, but Matt Bauscher is available at 11. So we'll relive this game with Matt Bauscher at 11 a.m. tomorrow on Bronco Nation News Live, and we'll talk to him. I guess it's the Matt Bauscher show technically and we'll show highlights again and have some conversation there about the game and turn our attention towards Utah State. So you are going to start next Monday, by the way, a new Mountain West Roundup on the site. So I think you'll be getting much more familiar yourself with the rest of the Mountain West teams, and you'll be able to provide some insight on the other Mountain West teams moving forward. So we're looking forward to that as well. But Colin, appreciate you, man, and appreciate those of you for watching us. Great viewership tonight. Obviously, it's always better after a win, but appreciate it. And we're already getting the stuff up on YouTube. It's either up there already or close to it.
Yeah, I think it's all up.
Highlights, interviews, everything will be up on the YouTube channel. If you go to the YouTube channel and subscribe there, we would love to have you do that. And then I'm already about halfway done with my story, which will be up there as well after the game. So go check out BroncoNationNews.com. Go check out all of our subscribers, all of our sponsors, Lithia, Ford of Boise, RopePaint.com, ICCU, all of our great sponsors. And we will talk to you tomorrow, Matt Bauscher, 11 a.m., and then we will have Mike Prater on Thursday at 9, Jay Tuss on Friday at 9, and then the pregame show probably about 3:30 on Saturday. I like that, 4:30 game time, a little nicer game time. You'll probably end up seeing Colin Mitchell down on 6th Street later that night after the game with the early start time there. So appreciate all of you. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you later. Go check out BroncoNationNews.com. He's Colin Mitchell. My name is BJ Rains. We'll talk to you later. Lithia Ford of Boise postgame show. Boise State wins at 67-64 over San Jose State.